How many of you here today feel like you're not living up to your full potential? How many of you feel like you have more to give, more to achieve, more to experience in this life? But for some reason, you just can't seem to get yourself to take consistent action. My friends, let me tell you, the key to unlocking that potential, the secret to making those breakthroughs you've been longing for, lies in one simple word: consistency. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how smart you are, or how much potential you possess. If you can't cultivate the discipline to show up and do the work day in and day out, you're never going to reach the heights you're truly capable of. I know that's a tough pill to swallow. Believe me, I've been there myself. There were times in my life when I was brimming with ideas, full of ambition and drive, but I just couldn't seem to follow through. I'd start a new project with boundless enthusiasm, only to fizzle out after a few weeks. I'd make grand proclamations about the changes I was going to make, only to slide right back into my old habits and patterns. And you know what I realized? The problem wasn't a lack of motivation or vision. The problem was that I hadn't trained myself to be consistent. I hadn't developed the mental toughness and self-discipline required to push through the inevitable obstacles and challenges that arise when you're trying to make significant, lasting change in your life. But once I figured that out, once I made the decision to force myself to be consistent no matter what, that's when everything started to shift. That's when I began to see the kind of progress and success that I had only ever dreamed of. And my friends, I'm here to tell you that the same can be true for each and every one of you. You see, consistency is the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. It's the difference between someone who talks a big game but never delivers, and someone who quietly, steadily, day after day, puts in the work and sees their dreams come to fruition. Consistency is what separates the winners from the losers, the successful from the mediocre, the fulfilled from the frustrated. And the best part is, consistency is a skill that can be learned and developed just like any other. It's not some innate quality that you either have or you don't. No, my friends, it's a muscle that you can strengthen, a habit that you can cultivate, a mindset that you can intentionally forge within yourself. But it's not going to be easy. I'll tell you that right now. Developing consistency requires sacrifice, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to your goals. It means saying no to the easy distractions, the temptations to cut corners, or take the path of least resistance. But here's the payoff. When you commit to consistency, when you show up every day and do the work, you build momentum. You develop habits that make success inevitable. You create a pattern of behavior that leads to results, and those results build on each other, creating a compounding effect that can take you to heights you never imagined possible. So I urge you to embrace the power of consistency. Make it a cornerstone of your life. Train yourself to be disciplined, to persevere, and to push through no matter what. Because when you do, you'll find that the life you've always wanted is not only possible, but it's within your reach. All it takes is the decision to be consistent every single day. It means pushing through the resistance, the self-doubt, the moments of fatigue and discouragement, and showing up to do the work anyway. And let me tell you, there will be plenty of those moments. Because the truth is, it's human nature to seek comfort, to avoid discomfort, to take the easy way out. Our brains are wired to conserve energy and minimize effort. And that means that anytime we try to step outside of our comfort zones and do something challenging or difficult, our minds are going to put up a fight. But here's the thing, my friends. If you want to achieve anything truly remarkable in this life, you have to be willing to do the hard work. You have to be willing to push past the resistance, to embrace the discomfort, and to forge ahead, even when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to give up. Because let me tell you, the rewards on the other side of that kind of consistent, disciplined effort, they are truly profound. I'm talking about the kind of personal growth, the kind of success, the kind of fulfillment that most people can only ever dream of. But it all starts with that first step, that first decision to force yourself to be consistent. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Jim, how do I even begin to develop this kind of consistency? I mean, I've tried before and failed. What makes you think I can actually pull it off this time? Well, my friends, let me share with you the 3 key principles that I found to be absolutely essential for cultivating true, lasting consistency in your life. The first principle is this. You have to get crystal clear on your why. You need to have a deep, burning reason, a compelling purpose that drives you forward and keeps you motivated even when the going gets tough. It's because, let me tell you, without a strong enough why, your consistency is going to crumble like a house of cards. the moment the first storm rolls in. You see, consistency is not just about willpower or discipline. It's about tapping into something much deeper within yourself. It's about aligning your actions with your core values, your deepest desires, your vision for the life you want to create. When you can connect what you're doing on a daily basis to that bigger purpose, it becomes infinitely easier to keep showing up day in and day out, no matter what obstacles may arise. So I want you to take a moment and really reflect on that. What is it that you're truly passionate about? What drives you, inspires you, and fills you with a sense of purpose? What kind of impact you want to make, not just on your own life, but on the world around you? Get clear on that, my friends, and let it be the guiding light that keeps you moving forward, even when the path ahead seems darkest. The second key principle is all about accountability. You see, one of the biggest challenges with developing consistency is that it's just so easy to let ourselves off the hook, to make excuses, to rationalize our way out of doing the hard work. But when you bring other people into the equation, when you make yourself accountable to something or someone outside of yourself, it becomes a whole lot harder to slip back into those old, comfortable patterns. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to share your goals and dreams with the entire world. In fact, I'd caution against that, because the more people you involve, the more potential there is for judgment, criticism, or unsolicited advice. Know what I'm talking about is finding a small, trusted circle of people. Maybe it's a mentor, a coach, or a group of like-minded individuals who can serve as your accountability partners, your cheerleaders, and your sounding boards as you navigate this journey of consistent, disciplined action. These are the people who will call you out when you're making excuses, who will celebrate your wins and push you to keep going when the going gets tough. They're the ones who will hold you to the commitments you've made and who will refuse to let you off the hook, no matter how much you might want to give up. And let me tell you, having that kind of support system in place can make all the difference in the world. Because let's be honest, building consistency is hard enough on its own, but when you're trying to do it all alone, without any outside encouragement or accountability, it becomes an uphill battle that most people simply aren't equipped to win. So my friends, I want you to start thinking about who you can bring into your corner, who can serve as your allies in this journey towards greater consistency and discipline. It could be a close friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a professional coach or mentor. The key is to find people who believe in you, who will champion your progress, and who will hold you to the high standards that you set for yourself. And the third and final principle is all about taking consistent, intentional action. You see, at the end of the day, consistency is not just a mindset or a feeling. It's a tangible, measurable set of behaviors and habits that you have to cultivate over time. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Jim, I already know that I need to take action. I've tried that before and it just hasn't stuck. And you're absolutely right, my friends. Simply taking action is not enough. What you need to do is develop a rock-solid system, a daily routine, a set of habits that you can reliably fall back on no matter what life throws your way. Because let's be honest, life is messy, it's unpredictable, it's chaotic, and it's always going to present us with unexpected challenges and distractions. And if you don't have a clear, intentional plan in place for how you're going to show up and do the work day in and day out, then you're just setting yourself up for failure. So what does that look like in practical terms? Well, it might mean setting aside a specific time of day for your most important tasks and guarding that time ferociously. It might mean creating a detailed step-by-step plan for how you're going to accomplish your goals and then breaking that plan down into smaller, manageable action steps. It could also mean building in accountability check-ins, whether that's with a coach, a mentor, or a trusted friend or family member. Having someone to report back to, someone who can ask you the tough questions and keep you honest, can be an incredibly powerful motivator to stay on track. And let's not forget about the power of habit. When you can turn your consistent actions into automatic routines and behaviors, that's when the real magic starts to happen. Because let's be honest, we're all creatures of habit. And if you can get yourself to the point where doing the work feels just as natural and effortless as brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee, then you've truly mastered the art of consistency. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That all sounds great, Jim, but how do I actually go about creating those kinds of habits and routines? Well, my friends, let me share with you a simple 3-step process that I found to be incredibly effective. First, start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Instead, focus on implementing just 1 or 2 new habits at a time. Maybe it's setting aside 30 minutes each morning for your most important task or taking a 10-minute walk during your lunch break. The key is to keep it simple and manageable so that you can actually stick with it. Second, make it easy. Eliminate as many barriers and obstacles as possible. If your new habit is to read for 30 minutes before bed, then make sure you have your book or e-reader right next to your bed so you don't have to go hunting for it. If it's to do 20 minutes of exercise every day, then have your workout clothes and shoes laid out and ready to go. And third, stack your habits. Attach your new habit to an existing routine. If you want to start meditating, do it right after your morning coffee. If you want to write in a journal, do it right after brushing your teeth. By linking your new habit to something you already do consistently, you're more likely to make it stick. Remember this, consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and building the habits that will carry you to your goals. Embrace the process, stay committed, and watch as the life you've always dreamed of becomes your reality. Look for opportunities to layer your new behaviors onto existing routines. For example, if you already have a morning coffee ritual, why not use that as a trigger to also do a quick meditation or journal entry? Or if you already walk your dog every evening, why not use that time to also listen to a motivational podcast or an audiobook? By starting small, making it easy, and stacking your habits, you create an environment that supports and reinforces your consistency rather than one that fights against it. And over time, as those habits become more and more ingrained, you'll find that the work doesn't feel quite as daunting or effortful. It just becomes a natural part of your daily life. But my friends, I want to be clear. Developing this kind of consistent, disciplined approach to your goals and dreams is not going to be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be times when you feel like giving up, and there will be moments when the resistance feels utterly overwhelming. And that's okay. In fact, it's to be expected, because the truth is anything worth achieving in this life is going to require you to push past your comfort zone, to confront your fears and doubts, and to grind through the tough times. But here's the thing. When you make the commitment to force yourself to be consistent, when you make the decision to show up and do the work day in and day out, no matter what, that's when the real magic starts to happen. That's when you begin to tap into a level of focus, determination, and resilience that most people can only ever dream of. Because let me tell you, my friends, the rewards on the other side of that kind of consistent effort are truly profound. I'm talking about the kind of personal growth, the kind of success, the kind of fulfillment that most people can only ever fantasize about. Imagine what it would feel like to finally achieve that goal you've been chasing for years. Imagine the pride, the confidence, the sense of empowerment that would come from knowing that you had the discipline and the fortitude to see it through no matter what. Imagine how it would transform your life, your relationships, your overall sense of purpose and direction. And you know what? The best part is that kind of transformative change is within your reach. All it takes is the decision to force yourself to be consistent, to make the commitment, to develop the habits, to push through the resistance, and to keep showing up day after day until you reach the finish line. Now, I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, I've been there myself. There were times in my life when I felt like I was never going to be able to break free of my old patterns and behaviors. But once I made the decision to cultivate true, unwavering consistency in my life, that's when everything started to shift. And let me tell you, my friends, the results have been nothing short of astounding. I've achieved goals and accomplished feats that I never even dreamed were possible. I've built businesses, I've written books, I've traveled the world, and I've had the privilege of impacting and inspiring countless individuals along the way. And you know what the common thread is? Consistency. The ability to show up day in and day out and put in the hard work, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit. That, my friends, is the secret sauce, the foundation upon which all true, lasting success is built. So I want to ask you again, are you ready to force yourself to be consistent? Are you ready to make the decision right here and now to stop letting excuses and distractions hold you back and to start taking intentional, disciplined action toward your biggest dreams and goals? Because let me tell you, the world needs more people like you. The world needs more individuals who are willing to push past the resistance, embrace the discomfort, and do the hard work required to create the kind of positive, lasting change that we so desperately need. And I know it's not going to be easy. I know there will be times when you feel like throwing in the towel, times when the challenge seems insurmountable. But I also know that if you dig deep, if you tap into that wellspring of passion and purpose that lies within you, you have the power to overcome anything. So, my friends, let's make a pact right here, right now. Let's commit to forcing ourselves to be consistent no matter what. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's support and encourage one another. And let's show the world what's possible when a group of dedicated, determined individuals come together in pursuit of a common goal. Because the truth is, the only limits we face in this life are the ones we place on ourselves. And when we have the courage to break free of those self-imposed constraints, when we force ourselves to be consistent in the pursuit of our dreams, that's when the true magic happens. So are you ready? Are you ready to step into your power, to unleash your full potential, and to create the kind of life that you've only ever dared to imagine? Then let's get to work. The future is ours for the taking.